Welcome back. We know from the previous lesson that the International Standard of Phytosanitary Measures, or ISPM 15, is a sanitation standard created by cooperating nations to prevent the transport of invasive insects, plants, and organisms across international borders. These invasive pests can be transported via wood packaging. So, a process called heat treatment is used to treat the wood and eliminate any invasive species that could be released into a country's natural habitat and possibly cause serious disruption to the environment and the economy. In this lesson, we'll cover the heat treatment process for wood pallets and review the unique marking that you'll be able to identify on a pallet that's been heat treated. Any unit load that is shipped internationally that has a wood pallet underneath it requires the pallet to be heat treated. Now, the process of heat treatment takes place in a special chamber that you see here. The wood pallets are loaded into the chamber, the door is shut, and the chamber is heated until the core temperature of the wood reaches between 132 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, about 56 degrees Celsius, and it must stay at that temperature for a minimum of 30 minutes. This ensures that any insect or living organisms in the wood are killed off. Once the heat treatment process is complete, the wood pallets are cooled and then marked with an HT stamp. Here's an image of a generic HT stamp. So let's break it down real quick. On the left side, you see the logo of the International Plant Protection Convention, IPPC. All HT markings will have this particular logo. Next, you'll notice two letters. Those denote the country code where the initial heat treatment was performed. For the United States, it would be US. Close to the country code is a numerical code. This numerical code is a unique number identifier that denotes the company authorized to treat the pallets. And of course, the HT letters stand for heat treatment. Every pallet that is stamped by an authorized company is logged, and these logs are reviewed and audited annually by third-party agencies to make sure that the most current ISPM 15 regulations are being followed. Heat treatment of new pallets is a straightforward process, and the pallet manufacturer will likely have the facilities and equipment to perform the heat treatment process when the pallets are built. Heat treatment and recycled pallets are just a bit different in terms of the requirements, so let's break it down and make it easy to understand. If a recycled pallet with an existing HT stamp can be reused without repairing any of the components, it is not required to be retreated and restamped. Now, if a recycled pallet does need a component repaired and replaced, the pallet provider has to remove the original certification stamp. This is usually done by grinding the HT mark off or painting over it, and the pallet has to be heat treated again and marked with a new HT certification stamp. The American Lumber Standards Committee, or ALSC, requires pallet recyclers to remove the original HT stamp, heat treat the pallet again, and then restamp it with a new HT certification. If the pallet is not heat treated again, the HT mark is removed and it can be used for normal shipping purposes within the borders of the country. A good recycled pallet provider will take care of all of this process as part of their services and provide you with a ready-to-use HT pallet for exporting your products. Well, that's it for our lesson and this chapter on heat treatment. Next, there's a short quiz, and then we move on to wood mold and pallets. See you there.